Hi, welcome to this 30-minute strength workout. I'm Janet Franz. I'm chair of the Vermont Governor's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports, and I'm a certified personal trainer, group fitness instructor, and integrative health and wellness coach. I designed this strength workout for you to do anywhere you are, at your workplace, in a conference room, in your bedroom, on the road, anywhere in your house. So all you need is a sturdy chair. And please make sure it's a sturdy chair, not one with wheels or one that folds, because you want it to stay firm when you're pushing against it. If you don't have a chair, you could use the floor. I'll show you some different options. You could use a stool or a bench or anything else that you can sit on that won't move out from under you. This workout is designed for a variety of fitness levels and needs. I'm going to give you options to make things easier or more challenging. And this is challenge by choice. So please listen to your body, do what you need to do, take care of yourself. If something's hurting a joint or your back or your feet or your knees, please stop doing it and think about what it is you need to do to change the exercise. And I'll try to give you some options, but don't push through pain. All right, so we're gonna begin with a warm-up. It's very important to get your body warmed up before you start doing strength exercises. So you could go for a walk, you could do a cardio exercise routine before you start, or you could warm up with me. I'm gonna do about a 5-minute cardio dynamic warm-up just to get our muscles warm and our joints lubricated and raise our heart rates. So I'm gonna begin by stepping side to side. Get my chair out of the way, and we can step side to side. And I'm wearing sturdy shoes, but you could do this barefoot if you've gone to work in shoes that are uncomfortable to exercise in. Take them off and do it barefoot, because I'm not going to be jumping. Just easy steps, and we're going to add some arms. And I'm bending my knees, getting them warm. And as I pull my arms back, I'm squeezing between the shoulder blades to work the upper back. And now I'm lifting my heels in a hamstring curl. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what that looks like. I'm lifting my heels towards my bottom to work the backs of the legs. And I'm going to start to bring the arms higher. So now as I pull down, bringing my elbows towards my tailbone, I'm going to feel this differently into the back. And I'm keeping those legs going, but I'm going to take my arms in big circles to work into my shoulders. If you have some shoulder pain, you might need to modify by bending your elbows. Make it work for your body and what you need right now. All right, relax those arms. And bring your knees up high to the corners. And you will feel that in your hip joint and the tops of your thighs, your quadriceps. And we're starting to breathe a little harder. Heart rate is going up. And I'm going to push across. And so now, as you're working your quadriceps and lubricating your hip flexors, you're also working arms, shoulders, and abdominals. Let's bring our knees to the front and we'll do some bicep curls. We want to work all the major muscle groups. It's not an intense cardio workout, it's just the warm-up, keeping it easy, small movements. I'm going to tap my toes out to the front. I know you can't see my feet, but I'm tapping my toes on the floor. And then as I get warmer, I can pick my legs up a little higher. Working more to the quads, even more. My arms are reaching forward, working into the shoulders. And now I'm going to kick to the sides to work my hips, to work my outer thighs. And I'm pushing with my hands. That works the shoulders and the chest. Breathing. So this is lubricating the joints, warming up the muscles. And now back to our hamstring curls and shoulder circles. And our heart rates are going higher. And I'm gonna do some lunges to the back. Right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Pushing forward. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, and then bring your right foot back and hold it there. And we can lift and lower. Point your toe behind you. Lift and lower. We're just warming up the foot and the ankle and the calf. Also our shoulders and arms and upper back. And then just come up on the ball of that back foot. Push your hips forward and we're gonna go down and up, down and up. Straight down with that back knee. It's not a deep knee bend. We're just taking the knee down till the front knee is almost at 90 degrees. And then lifting our arms if that feels all right. And let's hold it there. Switch sides. So your left foot comes back. We reach and lift the back heel. Reach, lift. So we're starting to move into some strength training. Working in the glutes. That's the butt muscles, the backs of the thigh and the derriere. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up on the ball of that back foot. Push your hip forward and bend and straighten the knee. Bend and straighten. We want to go straight down, not forward. And if it feels all right, add your arms. You'll work your shoulders too. Yeah. So our knees and hips are getting nice and warm and lubricated. Let's do 2 more. And we can move right into some squats. When we do our strength workout, we want to start with the largest muscle groups, work our way to the smaller muscles. And so our largest muscle groups are the thighs and buttocks. So I'm going to use my chair to help show how deep to go in a squat. You want your feet to be just outside your hips, toes slightly turned out. Keep your chest lifted as you sink your bottom down. And you want to go just about as low as your chair. Just about as low as that chair. So it's a good guide. You don't want to sit down on the chair. You don't want to rest. You just want to go that low. Maybe feel it just touch down, come back up. Touch down, come back up. Now if this bothers your knees, maybe don't go as low. Maybe you need to modify. But the stronger we can make our thighs, the more protection we'll have for the knees. So this helps prevent knee injuries or it helps reduce knee injuries. If you have a knee injury already, check with your doctor. You don't want to make it worse. I'm going to change the rhythm. 3 down, 1 up, 3 down, 1 up, 3, 2. And I'm using my arms to help me keep my chest lifted, to give me good posture, good form. So my arms go forward as my butt goes down, counterbalance. Let's do 2 more like that. And then I'm going to do some pulses on the bottom like this. 3, 2, 1, and push. 3, 2, 1. Pushing hard with my heels into the ground. And I'm feeling that in my quads. We are working the quadriceps, the tops of the thighs. Again, check to make sure your knees are in line with the middles of your toes. So you're not knock-kneed or bow-legged. Straight knees over the toes. 2 more just like that. Whew, well done. So you should feel a burn in the thighs. And listen, if you couldn't do all the reps, that's fine. Work your way up. All right, we're gonna do another step, but differently. This time, we're gonna bring our toes out really wide. So if you were here, feet just outside the hips, we're gonna go 1 heel toe wider on each side. So heel, toe. Now you're wide, you're in a wide squat. And so from here, we go down and up, down and up. Again, keeping the chest lifted. It'll help to use our arms. Down and up. Getting as low as the chair. Let's do 4 more. We still want to get our butts as low as the chair, but you'll notice that you can go lower when you're wider. And that way we work the backs of the legs more. 3 down, 1 up. 3, 2, 1, push. As you push up, think about squeezing your thighs together. 3, 2, 1, and squeeze. 3, 2, 1, and squeeze. You feel that in the hamstrings and the inner thighs. Let's pulse down for 3. We go 3, 2, 1, squeeze up. 3, 2, 1, and I'm going as low as that chair. 3, 2, 1, and up. 3, 2, squeezing tight as I rise up. Notice where you feel that. Now we're working deep into the glutes and the hamstrings. 3, 2, 1. Let's do 2 more if you can. Of course, stop if you need to. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's all take a break. Whew, well done. Before we do any stretching of the legs, I want to work the hamstrings. So I'm going to turn the chair this way. Left foot forward towards the chair. Right foot behind you and lift it off the ground without tilting your body. And we're going to bring the heel up towards the butt. Up towards the butt. Up, down, up, down. So my right leg is behind my left leg so that I can isolate back here in the hamstring. Try to keep your hips level, facing the chair. And you control how much you squeeze. So if you want more out of this, squeeze tight. If you need it a little softer, don't squeeze so tight. We're gonna pulse up for 3. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and release. And 3, 2, 1. Don't tilt forward. Brace your upper body and just move from the knee. We go 3, 2, hold, release. Can you hold on that last one? Just a moment, release. 3, 2, 1, and release. 3, 2, we're gonna do 2 more. Do you notice how you're starting to feel this deep into the butt, as well as the back of the leg, hamstring and glutes, maybe even the low back, because it's all connected. Well done, release. We're gonna switch sides. Right foot up towards the chair, left foot behind you. Stand up tall, lift that left leg, and bend your knee. Straighten, bend, straighten. Again, we want to make sure we don't tilt forward from the upper body. Squeezing tight if you can, or a little less tight if you need to. And then we will pulse for 3. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and release. And 3, 2, 1, and release. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. On that last one, pause, release. 3, 2, pause, release. 3, 2, pause. Come on, hang in there if you can. Only one more time. 3, 2, 1, release. Well done. All right, we're gonna stretch our legs before we move into a different muscle group. So here's a good quad stretch. If you can lift your leg into your hand, try that. If that's not comfortable, you can step back and then bend straight down. Maybe that feels better. Either way, it's stretching the quads. This way, you're getting a little more into the hip flexor even. This way is a deeper stretch for the quad. But if it doesn't work for you, do the other one. Okay, let's switch sides. Either this way or this way. You've got to make it work for your body. We're going to stretch the hamstrings. So you can either put your foot on the floor and reach for your toes, keeping the back straight. We don't want to hunch over. We want the back straight so that we are stretching into the hamstrings, not the back. If you want even more of a stretch, put your foot up on that chair. Make sure your knee doesn't block out though. You want your knee soft. And you might notice the connection between the hamstring that you're stretching and your glutes and low back. Yep, that's the posterior chain. It's all linked together. So if we have a strong, flexible hamstring area, it'll help support the back. Let's do the other side. And you can hold these stretches 20, 30 seconds, longer if you want to, but make sure your muscles are warm. Don't do this kind of stretch without warming up the muscles first. We are warm. We're going to move into the chest. So, the chest, we're not using weights, so we have to use muscle power. Bend your elbows, please, and squeeze them together. In and out, in and out. Now, if you have a stretchy band, resistance tubing, you could put it behind your back and hold on to the straps or the handles if they have handles, and then just squeeze against that resistance. If you have weights, you don't want to do this standing up with weights because it's not going to work your chest because you're holding up the weights with your shoulders. So if you wanted to, you could lie down with the weights and do a pec fly. But without weights, this works pretty well. I feel it right across the chest and into the fronts of the shoulders. And we're going to do a pattern where we pulse. 3, 2, 1, and out. Make sure your elbows touch 3, 2, 1 times, all the way in and all the way out. 3, 2, 1, and out. 3, 2, 1. If they don't touch, at least get them close. Because if you're just doing this, you're not going to feel it in your chest. You're not going to be working your chest. You got to get them all the way in and squeeze tight. All the way in, all the way out. 2 more. And last one. But we're not done with chest. We're just going to take a moment to stretch before we do the next chest exercise, which is a push-up. You have choices. You can do them on the wall with your hands shoulder distance or out from your shoulders. It could be a little wider than your shoulders, but we don't want them high. We want them out straight from the shoulder socket against the wall. Bend and push. I'm going to give you some other options. If this is enough challenge for you, stick with that. If you want a little more and your chair is sturdy, you can lean back from your chair and do it here. But do make sure the chair is sturdy. Okay. And if you still want more, come down a little lower. Down and up. You want to make sure your chest comes to elbow level every time. That's a full range push-up. If you're having trouble, as you start to get fatigued, you can put your knees down on the floor. Makes it a little easier, but still challenging. And if you still want more, you can come all the way down to the floor, either on your toes or on your knees. But I'm not sure if you can see me very well there, so I'm going to do it here. And if you need to stop for a moment, we've been doing a lot. You can take a break anytime you need to. Let's all take a break right now. I'm going to do another set, but if you need a break, take it. Or keep going. All right, here's another set on the wall, on the chair, on the floor, whatever you need. On your toes, on your knees. But everyone, belly tight And make sure your chest is lined up between your thumbs so you don't hurt your shoulders. Here we go. 12, 11, 10, halfway there. So if you did 2 sets of 12 and that felt challenging, that's great. If you want to do 2 sets of 15, go for it. If you can only do 1 set of 12, that's fine too. Start from where you are. Okay, it is time to work the upper back. So here's what we're going to do without our weights. We're going to put one hand on the chair, turn the shoulders to their level, and then pull. Imagine you're pulling taffy off that chair. Pull it to your hip. Pull it to your hip. All the way to your hip, so your pinky touches your hip. 4 more. 3, 2, and we're going to pulse up for 3. We go. 3, 2, 1, release. 3, 2, 1, without turning the body to the side. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Last one. And release. Switching sides. I'm going to turn so you can see me. Abs in, butt down, shoulders level, and we pull, release, all the way to the hip. Make sure your knees are soft. Never want to lock our knees. Squeeze, squeeze. 4, 3, and then we pulse for 3. 3, 2, 1, release. 3, 2, 1, release. Make sure you're breathing. Exhale as you squeeze your muscles. 3, 2, 1 more time. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Lean back for a moment. We've got another back exercise. I'm going to do this one sitting so you can see me better, but if you want to do it standing, that's okay too. Arms are up, shoulders are away from ears, and we're going to pull down, squeezing our elbows towards the tailbone. This is a lat pull down. Now, if you have a stretchy band, you can pull the stretchy band down. You might have to do it one arm at a time, like this, down and up, making sure that the arm that's up in the air stays stabilized. And you should be feeling this right down the back, from the shoulders to the low back. You can do 2 arms or 1 arm, whatever works for you. And we're going to do our pulses like this. 3, 2, 1, and up. Can you see how I'm squeezing the muscles of my back, bringing my elbows towards my tailbone? And up, and 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1. 2 more. All right, last one. We're going to stretch those muscles. To stretch the upper back, cross your hands, round your spine, and imagine that I'm pulling you in towards the screen as you're leaning away, rounding the back like this. And breathe when you stretch. And then we can go all the way down. I don't know if you can see me well enough. Leaning down a little further. Excellent. To stretch the chest, we open wide. You could put your arm around a door frame if you want to, and open away from it. Make sure you do both sides. All right, we've got our arms and shoulders. So, biceps, squeeze from the elbow, squeeze from the elbow. We want the upper arm tucked in against our ribs. It's like you're trying to punch yourself in the shoulder. Punch. 4 more. 3, 2. Pulse up for 3. 3, 2, 1. And release. 3, 2. Let's hold. Release. 3, 2. Hold. Release. Really squeeze tight. You don't have to squeeze your fists tight. Just squeeze your elbows in tight. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Hang in there for 4 more if you can. I tend to do sets of 12 to 16. And sometimes I'll mix up and do like 8, one rhythm, plus 8 of another rhythm. It keeps it interesting. So we're stretching the biceps, turning our arms this way and this way. Let's work our triceps. So I'm going to do this sitting down, but you can do it standing up. I want you to be able to see my hands. Clasp my hands together, bring them up so then my biceps are next to my ears, and then I bend and straighten. Like I'm hitting the back of my neck gently with my thumbs. Now you could use a weight. You could use anything heavy or semi-heavy, whatever you have laying around. A jug of milk with the lid tight. A jug of maple syrup. A textbook, you could hold a textbook. A bag of rice. A box of, I don't know, kitty litter. That's what I have at home. And we pulse for 3 like this. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze up. 3, 2, 1. We want to keep the elbows right in line with the ears so that we can isolate the triceps. 2 more. And release. Ooh. Let's stretch the biceps, or the triceps, and then the biceps. We did the biceps. The triceps are the back of the arm. The biceps are the front of the arm, which we stretched already. Let's do this side. And this side. And I'm going to do a shoulder workout. So thumbs up, up, down, up, down, up, down. Only shoulder height with your arms. And thumbs are up. That's to protect the rotator cuff. 4 more. Look in the fronts of the shoulders here, and we're going to move to the sides of the shoulders. Bend your elbows slightly, and we lift up to the side. Up, down. Shoulder height. That's all you need to go. No higher than shoulders. 4 more, and I'm going to change it. Watch this. We're going to go up, rotate, and down. Rotating in the shoulder socket and down. Shoulder height with the elbow, and then open from the shoulder socket. Of course, if this bothers your shoulders, you are excused. It's meant to strengthen those tiny muscles that are deep inside the shoulders. Rotator cuff muscles. 2 more. You don't need any weights for this. If you're using a weight, it should be very light for that exercise. We're going to stretch the shoulder. Arm across or pulling in gently and breathing deeply. We've done the fronts and backs of the legs, the chest and the back, the biceps and triceps and the shoulders. All that's left are abdominals, core muscles. So I'm going to begin by tilting my screen so you can see me better. And I'm going to do some side reaches. Down and up to the other side. Down and up. So I'm not bending my back. I'm leaning over. This is really great for the abs and the back. I'm using my low back and oblique abdominals. Do you feel that? If you can't go all the way down to your ankle or your toe, that's okay. Go as far as you can. You could do this standing if you want to, but you got to make sure your knees are soft. I don't want you to overdo it. So if you've been fairly sedentary of late, do it sitting in your chair. And we're going to pulse for 3. 3, 2, 1 and up, and 3, 2, 1 and up, and 3, 2, 1 and up, and 3. Relax your neck. And we exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. One more set each side. And release up. One more exercise before we stretch. We're going to lean back and lift our legs towards the belly. And this is a seated crunch. Legs come towards the belly. And you're going to feel this in your tops of your legs and in your hip joint as well as your belly. But we're working into the abs. I'm going to give you some options. You can keep your hands down, or you can make it more challenging by lifting your hands up to the sides of your head and turning towards your leg as you lift it. Exhale, exhale. 2 on each side. We go 2 and 1 without resting your foot on the floor in between. We go 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1. Last time. I know you feel it. Whew, well done. We are going to stretch. So put your hands on the chair and arch your back slightly. Don't crane your neck. Just push your belly forward. All right. And if it feels okay, take your arms up with you and bring your chest towards the ceiling. We don't want to crane the neck. We want to arch the back. We spend so much time hunched forward that it's really important to occasionally, frequently, go the other direction. All right, and then just hang down over your legs, let your head drop. Take some deep breaths. Roll yourself up. Roll your shoulders. Push them down, bring your ear towards your shoulder. Make sure the neck is stretched out. Other ear towards your other shoulder. And let's take one big cleansing breath. Arms up. Hands together. Exhale. Thank you for joining me for this strength workout. I hope you feel stronger, more energized, more productive. Be sure to drink some water after class, and if you're sore tomorrow or the next day, go for a walk, do something that's active because it'll help flush the lactic acid out of your muscles and help release stiffness. It's good to do some cross training. A strength workout can be done a few times a week, 2 or 3 times a week, but make sure you do something else in between on the off days, like walking or dancing or bike riding or skiing, something cardiovascular, and then also do some strengthening, some stretching like yoga or just some stretches like we just did. So be well, keep on working out, and hopefully we'll be able to work out together soon.